Coach, why did you attend the Senior Bowl? Why do you and your staff not go there?
I think the Senior Bowl, John and his guys went there, so we had enough eyes there to do that. I think at this stage, there's more pressing things, better things to do at our time as coaches here.
How important was it to you to get those lunch out on staff?
Very important. It happened pretty fast there. I was not even aware when I took the job that Mike's contract was up. And then when I found that out, we obviously tried to hire him and was able to get it done.
How much do you think it will help you in the draft process having Kyle Shanahan coaching at the Senior Bowl and bringing now Rich onto the staff?
With Kyle?
With Rich's experience with Kyle and kind of going for what Kyle is coaching at the Senior Bowl now, how will you be able to take what you see at the Senior Bowl and use
a little bit. I mean, I'm not even sure what they're doing when I'm down there as far as schematically, but a little bit.
How impressed are you with Scangarello and what he's able to do with the variety of quarterbacks?
Yeah, I mean, I think that speaks well to his teaching ability, which is number one thing you want to look for in a coach. They had first Beathard, then Mullins. They started the year before with Hoyer, and then went with Beathard. And, he's had a lot of guys in 2 years. I think they've had 6 starting quarterbacks in 2 years, and all of them have gone in there and produced and played well. So I think that speaks well of Rich's teaching ability and the ability to lead that quarterback group to play well within the scheme.
So when making personnel decisions at quarterback, does that give his voice a little more weight with the success he's had and his knowledge of that position specifically?
Well, I'm sure John will seek out his opinion when we start evaluating quarterbacks.
What sort of an adjustment would it be to call plays from the sideline, and how comfortable do you feel doing that?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be an adjustment. I'm glad we have 4 preseason games because, you would think a guy that's been a coordinator for 20 years wouldn't need it, but I'll be down on the field. I did it one other year out of my years in the NFL, but it will be an adjustment, and it will be evolving. I'm sure from first preseason game to the second to the third, I'll adjust.
How much does it help with having Ed here then as you make that adjustment? Whether you move
it's good because there's continuity. This morning, the last 2 mornings, we've started meeting with the other defensive coaches, installing our defense from ground zero, and he's in there with me, and he already knows everything, knows the evolution of it, and it's very helpful to the new guys that aren't used to this defense for us to put it in.
Why was it a preference of you to call plays in the box instead of on the sideline?
There's a lot of reasons. I think one is you see better. In many ways, the worst place in the stadium to watch a game is on the sidelines, believe it or not, because everything's at ground level and the action might be way over there, not in front of you. So that's one reason. You can see the flow of the game better, how the offense is operating. There's a lot of little things, not one big thing, but a lot of little things.
Do you want Ed with you on the field? Or?
I haven't decided that yet. That's another thing you may see during the preseason. He might be down there game 1, may not be down there game 2. Get a feel for everybody else with the rest of the staff where it's all best situated.
When you put a staff together, are you just looking for the best football man at each position, or how much synergy or personalities are you looking for different types of personalities?
Well, first off, they got to be good teachers. Okay, that's non-negotiable, and after that, you're looking for a good fit too. Right. Because the coaching staff within itself is a team in and of itself, outside of the entire team. So everybody has to work together, and that doesn't mean you want all yes men. You want guys that can contribute from a knowledge standpoint, but be a good part of the team. So I don't think you try and go get the so-called best at each position, but you want to get the best fit, okay? And obviously the best fit will be somebody that is very capable. And up to this point, it's been very good that we've gotten all these coaches that we've hired so far were high choices for me. We haven't had to settle for anybody.
As a defensive coach, what did you respect about guys like Champ Bailey, Steve Atwater, John Lynch, who could go in the Hall of Fame?
They're all great players. Champ Bailey, for a long time, in many ways, playing corner in this league is Some people think the hardest position to play. You're out there, you know, having to defend the passing game and one-on-one situations many times, and he was obviously one of the best that did that, and I'm sure he'll be voted in. You know, John had a great career in Tampa. You know, that's where he made most of his mark, but then he came here and finished up with, I don't know, how many years was he here? Four, yeah. I'd say 3 or 4 years, and continued to play well here. And then Steve, you know, Steve's career was going on when I first got into the league. The safety position has changed since Steve played. But back in that day, Steve was one of the best there was. A really good tackler, played both the run and the pass equally well. And I'll be interested to see how many of these guys get in.
Bringing in Brandon Staley, have you had discussions if DeMarcus Ware will be part of the staff this year as kind of as a consultant like he was last year?
We haven't had those discussions yet.
Have you had an opportunity to sit down with Case Keenum yet?
I talked to him, you know, but he's been out of the country vacationing. So I'm sure that will happen soon.
At what point do you guys as a staff start to dive into building out the playbook and the system and all that stuff?
It's already started.
Then when does how does the priority work? Does it go free agent priorities for you and then draft, or both? Is there an order, pecking order to how that goes?
Well, it has to be, just because of the NFL calendar, it has to be free agency first, because that starts, you know, before. It really should be draft first and then free agency, because, you know, you start thinking, well, we don't need to do anything for agency, we're going to draft one. Well, you know, the draft, you never know what's going to be there when it's your turn, but so it's free agency first.
You expect
Do
you
a
guys
few
to
more
be
for the
players
coach?
in
Pardon
free-
me?
Do you expect you guys to be free players in free agency? Was that part of the conversation when you got here?
We're going to look at every avenue to improve. You know, how big or how expensive that turns out remains to be seen.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach.
Okay.